It's showtime. It's showtime. Oh my God, I have my company's thing on. Whatever. Y'all can know I work. That's where I work. Hi, everyone. As you come in, just hit the like button for me. I would highly appreciate it. Good to see you, be with you, spend time with you. I hope you all are doing well. And I had a really good topic to talk about tonight, and how why we're attracted to toxic weight loss influencers. So, give you time. Just so you know, there is a Facebook ADF group, alternate day fasting group. Hi, Petra. And wow, you're down 70 pounds, Opal. That is amazing. There is an alternate day Facebook group. If you are not on the group, you should be on the group. It is an amazing community with a whole bunch of information, topics, forum discussions, pictures, inspiration, motivation, recipes, tips, hacks in the Facebook group. So if you're not part of it, I have a link in the description box. Drop it down and join us. We're over 22,000 strong and growing. Okay, so this is why toxic weight loss influencers are so popular. When I was scrolling TikTok, which is one of my favorite pastimes, it's not as great since it's been banned and come back. I had a lobotomy during that ban, if you ask me. But before and after scrolling TikTok, I realized I followed a lot of weight loss influencers. Why? I like the motivation, just like you follow me. I follow others. I like the inspiration, the motivation. What I noticed about a majority of the content over there is they're aggressive. A lot of those weight loss influencers have a certain kind of delivery of their information, of their motivation. And it'll be people like Tony Goggins, which a lot of you people tell me like I'm like, which okay. Tony, is it Tony Fine? David Goggins, Tony Fine. There's this German lady that walks all the time. There's a lot of people that have a lot of the same delivery, which is like harsh. It's direct. One of them I scrolled and I saw, they're like, do you know why your back is as big as a Buick? You can't say hello. Can I get a good morning first before you start insulting me? Like, that's the kind of, and they are wildly popular. They are wildly popular. You'll find a lot of people on YouTube like that as well. Look at the gold just bling blinging. You'll find a lot of people on YouTube with that kind of delivery as well, but it's mainly on short form kind of content, especially TikTok. And in turn, you'll see a lot of people like, oh, I lost a lot of weight following these toxic weight loss influencers. I need somebody to yell at me. I need somebody to light the fire under my ass. Don't talk to me nice. Yeah, this is what I needed to hear. My back is big. I don't deserve food. In the comments, mind you, like, yeah, this is the kind of motivation I need. Get my big ass up. I was like, yeah. And mind you, I'm one of those people. I was one of those followers. I follow a lot of people like that, right? Like to just light the fire under my ass, yell at me, shame me. And then I started a new journey which if you saw my narcissistic mom video, after that, I started really working on Black mother wounds, right? Which has nothing to do with my relationship with my mother, but everything to do about the relationship of myself. And then from there, I found out about Jennifer Arnice, and she has a podcast called Black Mother Wounds. So I've been like indulging, binge listening to her content. And because she focuses on the relationship with self and not so much the relationship with mom, I realized I don't love myself. I don't love myself. I don't love myself. That's wild. Because to listen to rhetoric that is built on shaming you, um, berating you, being mean to yourself, that means that that kind of speech is familiar to you. It's familiar because there's nothing, nobody is attracted to toxicity unless it's inherently within them. So for me to be attracted to content where they're saying, get your big fat black ass up and go run 15 miles or you're gonna die alone. Like I should be offended by in what world do I allow someone to talk to me like this? Why am I tolerating this kind of speech? So what I realized is because of the way I was brought up and the kind of criticism I put upon myself, that kindness is far out of reach for me. You ever seen like content that was just unrelatable? It would be either like hot, very like a luxurious lifestyle, or a really healthy relationship, or just things that aren't very common nowadays. Um, and you see it and you feel some kind of way. You're not necessarily. You could be jealous. It could be jealousy. It could be envy. It could be want. But it's something you can't connect to because it's not something that's inherently within you. You didn't grow up with it. I didn't grow up hearing kind words. And I grew up with a lot of criticism and a lot of do-betters. And I turned from a child into an adult with this mindset to shame myself before anybody else got a chance to. And so this impacted my weight loss journey because I've been trying to lose weight since I was 10 years old, which is when I started gaining weight, right? And every time I tried to lose weight, I failed. I never stopped trying, but I failed each time. Why? Confirmation bias. In my head, I already had the subconscious thinking, whether it's conscious or subconscious, which is most likely subconscious because nobody goes into any kind of journey looking to fail. But in my subconscious thinking, I never lose weight. I can't lose weight. I always give up. I don't try hard enough. I'm going to fail. I'm not good enough. I can't do this by myself. No one's here to help me. All these things are flying in my head. Meanwhile, I'm trying to be better. I'm trying to do something to better myself. But in my head, I have these thoughts that is making me the fat person that I maintain. I already knew I was going to fail. I was just waiting for it. So, what I'm going to attempt now, and what I'm going to do with you, is to flex my kindness muscle. Lately, more than ever, I have been like reparenting myself, which is very healthy because inside us are little girls that, if you weren't blessed enough to have the childhood of your dreams, you still have a chance to save her. And she deserves kind words. She doesn't deserve to be yelled at through a screen by a stranger. She doesn't deserve to be shamed into submission. She deserves kindness. And a lot of people cannot relate to kindness. It's not endearing, it's not engaging. A lot of people want to get yelled at, to be honest. Nobody joins the military for fun. They get yelled at. That's because a lot of people think that's what they deserve. You deserve meanness. You deserve unkindness. You deserve shame. You deserve criticism. You're not good enough. I think there's enough going on in the world. In the world that's telling me I'm not enough. Why am I adding to my own misery by engaging in content that is meant to tear me down? I think it's important to start being kind to ourselves. And when I say kind, I think a lot of people will see it as weakness. Niceness is weakness. I don't like I'm very afraid of the word nice. Come on, airplane, it's dark. I'm very allergic to the word nice. If somebody calls me nice, I will correct them. I'd be like, oh, I'm not nice. I'm kind. Because nice equals dumb. And I'm not dumb. And if somebody calls me nice, that means they think I'm dumb. And I'm not dumb. Kindness is within us, and we should start treating ourselves with kindness because we deserve that, especially on journeys that take a long time. I've always said before, I don't think it's a good idea to have microwave weight loss. Losing weight really fast, it usually comes back really fast. Why? Because the brain can't catch up with what's going on. Yeah, we want the motivation. Yeah, we want the results to keep the motivation going. But yelling at yourself into submission, you're going to rebound hard. And as I said with alternate day fasting, it is a journey of multiple kinds. It is a mental journey, a health journey, a physical journey, spiritual journey. It's definitely a spiritual journey. When you're taking the time to fast, are you being kind to yourself? Or are you using this as a form of punishment? To be honest. Because you have to think about why you think you deserve to be punished. What about you needs to be punished? What is the resistance between grace and giving yourself kindness? So what I want to do is start utilizing kindness in my approach, my delivery, because I'm tired of scrolling and being yelled at by Tom, Dick, and Larry about how I'm never going to achieve my goals and that I'm a big back and my feet are flat. I don't need that. I don't need it. So on the drive home, I was listening to a podcast and I was like, I think this is going to be the message because I can get so much further with loving thoughts to myself and thinking about the little girl that really could have used this message at age 10, instead of struggling and doing everything with my hyper independence all by myself, struggling in this world because I'm too afraid to ask for help. And that's why I guide you to the alternate day fasting group, because if you have nobody else, at least you have that group with 22,000 people that are of the same mindset and obsessed with the same things as you, and that are like, they're not going to shame you. And if they do shame you, I'm going to kick them out, because that's not what I'm about. I don't condone that. We are kind, okay? I induce kindness in that group. But the tough love, Alexa, thank you for saying that. The tough love approach was all I knew. It was all I knew. Coming from a parent with that kind of approach, what else is there? Growing up in a Black household, growing up with the church as the backbone of the house, West Indian parents, and knowing nothing better, as all we know is tough love, beatings, and blind obedience. When you're like that, when that happens, there's a lot of lack of critical thinking. You can't think for yourself with that kind of growing up. No wonder we end up in the situations we do. No wonder we're attracted to the people we are. It's very rare for me to meet people that are like genuine spirits. It's, for one, they're rare. They are rare. And when I see them, they glow. Like, high vibrational people are so rare. But when I find them, when I see them, like, I want to just latch onto them because they're fairies. But that's why I stopped engaging with men that come to me or approach me. That's a red flag. If you are approaching me, it's now a red flag, because every one of those men have ended up being the opposite of what I am, the literal opposite of what I am. But they're the same as what I think about myself. Crazy, right? They're the opposite of who I exude, but they're the same as what I think and heard about myself, which is frightening. So, scared of them. But leave me alone. So yeah, what does kindness during the weight loss process looks like? Okay. Think about a negative belief about yourself. This is an exercise. Think about one negative belief about yourself and put it in the chat. One negative belief about yourself, whether it be I'm unlovable, or I'll never lose weight, or I don't have any friends and no one will ever take care of me. I'm dumb. Like, whatever you think your negative belief about yourself is, put it in the chat and let me see. Okay. One of mine is, let me think about one of mine. What is a negative belief I have about myself? It will look something like, I don't trust myself, which is true. My intuition is shot to hell because I'm an overthinker, and overthinking and intuition don't mix. They don't mix. I don't trust myself. Okay. So that's my negative limiting belief. Let me see yours. I want to see yours. I don't want to see yours. Okay. Linda says, it's always my fault. Something's wrong with me. Ems is, I'm a mess. I can't get it together. I'm lazy. I don't have faith in myself. I can't exercise consistently. You're tired of the up and down and you'll never lose weight and keep the weight off. Okay. That's what I have so far. Your life seems numb. All right. What I want you to do, you give up too easily. I'm broke. Whatever your limiting belief is, okay? Now take that limiting belief and do the positive side of it. So if Margaret says, I'm lazy, I'm productive. Bree said, I don't have faith in myself. I have full faith in myself. I can't exercise I exercise consistently. Make the positive of that, right? Make the positive of that and then say it out loud. So mine is, I don't trust myself. I lack intuition. My opposite would be, I trust myself. I trust my intuition. Doesn't hit the same until I do this, right? Which I noticed, I didn't get this from somewhere, but it made sense. The reason why affirmations never connected to me is because I don't believe it. So saying it out loud didn't do anything for me. What made the words permeate my body is touch. So you're going to say your positive affirmation now, the flip, the inverse of your negative. You're going to say the positive and you're going to rub yourself. You're going to pretend like somebody's touching you and you're going to say it really soothingly to yourself. You're going to touch yourself while you say it. I trust myself. I have full intuition. And what it does is it calms down your nervous system. And I know this, try it and do it. Just touch yourself while you say it. And you could even use the you. Some people respond better to you. You are kind. It's like you're talking to the little girl inside. You are kind. You are smart. You are productive. And it just calms the nervous system and it starts to penetrate your soul. It starts to penetrate your soul. The words hit different when you add touch. If you want, you could just lovingly touch your neck. I know, Kimberly, it's okay. It feels good. You are good. You can do anything you want. It hits different, y'all. Touching your skin, I could take this off. Touch your body. And it really does feel like a spirit is over you. Just a little grab. And it feels like a hug. And the words hit different. And this is what kindness to yourself looks and feels like. It soothes your nervous system. You are good. You are worthy. You deserve. Okay? You deserve your body. You deserve the Pilates class. Okay? It really feels good to reward yourself with kind words, because a lot of us did not have that growing up and we don't get it often. So who is going to do it for you? You are going to do it for you. Because as Mel Robbins says, no one's coming to save you. And once I started implementing this, it feels like just your nervous system calming down. It feels good. It feels really good. That looks like kindness to yourself. What else does kindness to yourself look like? Kindness to yourself looks like Stop breaking promises to yourself. Who's guilty of this? Me. Think about all the times we show up for everybody else, even when we didn't want to. We made appointments, meetings, schedules, and you go even if you didn't want to. I already committed to it. I'm gonna go. I told her I don't want to hurt their feelings. You know, imagine all the times we showed up for people by hook or by crook, gave people our last, took the shirt off our back. And then for us to wake up at 7 a.m. to treat ourselves to 30 minutes on the treadmill. I'll do that another time. Well, not that important. You ever cooked for someone and you gave them the best looking piece and you like took their rice and put it in a cup and then you arranged their veggies so beautifully on the plate and you served it to them with the knife and the fork on either side and a cup of juice just so, and you just, here you go. And then when you're serving your plate, you have the burnt part of the drumstick and you slap the rice or whatever rice grains were left in the pan. And then you just tossed in whatever soggy vegetables that wasn't presentable. And you bust open a can of whatever the hell. And that was your dinner. Isn't that weird? What does that mean? What does that indicate to you? That you are giving someone the best of you or presenting to yourself the best, to others the best. And you get scraps and soggy vegetables. Why you do that? Why you do that? Why do you think you deserve that? And then after you're eating the soggy vegetables, David Goggins is going to be like, you big bag. Why do you think that's healthy? Why don't you deserve a nice, pretty steak as well? For yourself. That you serve so nobody has to serve it for you. You can serve it yourself because you deserve. Think about all the times where you could have taken a nice bath, but you didn't feel like running the water. You didn't feel like wasting a bath bomb. So you just took a shower with the regular old Dial. Or, all the times where you could have used your nice perfume, but not today. It's not. Why are you not showing up for yourself like that? You don't deserve it? You're not worth it? Breaking promises to yourself. You were supposed to go to this and that meeting. You were supposed to go to that and that appointment, and you push it off. Meanwhile, your entire family has scheduled appointments lined up till midsummer, and you can't even get on the phone for yourself. You deserve more. You deserve just as good, if not better. All of these things, and I could understand the romanticizing of the life part. Because you are a queen. You are a queen. You're a queen. I am a queen. Do it. I'm a queen. Like when I tell you it tingles, literally your nervous system starts to just, I'm a queen. I'm a queen. I'm a queen. Let it permeate that system. I deserve kindness. I deserve goodness. Why are we not showing up for ourselves in this way? We have a lot of unlearning to do. Although it's not as exciting and jaw-dropping And, all those adjectives to describe what toxic weight loss influencers promote, we can't let this rhetoric be the standard. I don't want to yell at you. I don't want to yell at you because I don't want anyone to yell at me. I'm really sitting here on TikTok like, why are we here in a communal being yelled at to lose weight? When did we get why are we here? Why is this okay to be disrespected by a stranger? And then you have to think about the other ways this appears in your life. The self-disrespect, external disrespect. Who's at work disrespecting you? Which romantic partner is disrespecting you? Which family member is disrespecting you? Who's crossing your boundaries? Why can't you open your mouth and speak up? Like, this is bullshit. I'm blocking you. This is why toxic weight loss influencers are so popular. Because you deserve to be, you feel that you deserve to be spoken to like nothingness. Meanwhile, you are everything. You just don't know it yet. Yes, Dee, what is your question? I noticed that too. People just laugh. Okay. Let me see what y'all talking about. What do I define as toxic? I just had a blowout with somebody yesterday too. Toxic is anyone. They could look good on paper. They could be an upstanding citizen. They could be, a great person outside. If they come into your sphere and they upset your peace, that is toxic. Anyone that upsets your peace is toxic. Okay? And if you're attuned with your body, like we are encouraging you to be, if you're tuned to your feelings and stop ignoring it and overthinking it and logicizing everything, and the word triggers is a real thing. Like, triggers are signs. If you are triggered by someone, that means they're hitting a nerve. And if they're constantly triggering you, this is toxicity. Because now either you can solve the triggers if it's not like something that's intentional, like they didn't mean to. But if this person is constantly triggering you, intentionally not respecting boundaries, and they are removing your peace, this is toxic. This is toxic. If I'm watching, what's her name? Tony Fine. She's Jamaican too. I don't know if you know Tony Fine. She does lives and calls. She's just disrespectful. And then people love her for it. I'm not knocking her hustle. It gets things done. She has a large following. And if you don't know, you could Google her. I think she's on Instagram as well. But I don't want to be spoken to like that. And yesterday, when I had the blowout with this person, they called me sensitive. And I love it when people call me sensitive, because that means my boundaries are in action. Anybody that has ever called me sensitive usually didn't like that I checked them on something. It never fails. It could be the simplest thing. I could come at it the most approachable way. Because when I bring up something, it's never to fight. It's because I don't like that. I have all autonomy to talk about what I like and what I don't like, and what I want from somebody I'm dealing with and what I don't want from someone I'm dealing with. So when I bring it up as an adult and they're like, oh, you're so sensitive, you got to go. That's a hard pass. That's a hard pass. because that's not the first time and it's not the second time. I'll give you about 3 times to play with me. I'll give you 3. Depends on the playing. But if I see the same boundary being crossed and or going further, you got to go. And when you call me sensitive, you definitely got to go. Like, you got to be blown up. Because my sensitivity is my protection. Because you're obviously crossing some boundary I don't like. And old Colleen, early 30s, back in the 20s, Colleen, I would have kept shut. I would have ate crow. Just deal with it. Oh, maybe they won't do it next time. Oh, I'll just be mad and sit with it. Keep a closed throat chakra. Meanwhile, I'm just stewing. In my brain, I'm stewing, but I won't say anything because I don't want to rock the boat. I'm rocking the boat because you got to get capsized off because my boat is peaceful. I don't want no choppy waters. That's what I define as toxic. If you can't say something to someone like, hey, I don't like it when you do that, or I'd prefer if you don't, or it makes me uncomfortable when, and they call you sensitive, please do not disrespect the little girl in you. Would you allow 6-year-old you, would you watch her go through whatever she just went through with that person? If the answer is a no, that's a pass. Please. She deserves better. I literally have a picture on my wall of 6-year-old me. And if I told her all the things she was going to go through, she'd be appalled. She'd be like, I don't want to grow up. I have to do right by her because she deserves goodness. Stop disrespecting her and treat her with kindness. The fear that we have of abandonment, it has to be treated because it's a hindrance to your growth. If you are growing, things cannot remain the same, and that includes your circle. The whole point of growth is to move away from what's not for you anymore. Holding on for dear life, you might as well stay by the concrete as a weed because roses don't grow down by the concrete. It will never happen. It will not happen. So if you want to remain amongst weeds and do weed things, then don't complain. Do not complain about your circumstances. Nobody wants to hear it because you're not ready. When you are ready to bloom, the weeds have to be left behind. And you're going to have to really be okay with that. That takes a whole bunch of confidence, bravery that I can't teach you. I can't. I can't. I'm not licensed. I'm not eligible. I have no certifications to do so. So you already know what you got to do with the mental health. But I'm telling you, your fear of abandonment and leaving behind things that are not helping your growth is going to be to your detriment. You will not lose the weight mentally nor physically. It won't happen. Hi, Chris. I'm well, thank you. I had to take off my clothes to touch on myself, but I'm serious, y'all. When you say those good things to you, and even when I'm feeling some kind of way, like after that fight I had yesterday, like a fight, after that argument I had yesterday, I'm fine. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. I patted myself and I did a little rocking. This is called somatic therapy for those that don't know. Like, you have to move. And for those like me who are very self-aware, regular therapy doesn't work for you. I'm too self-aware to really get anything from therapy. And that's why I currently work with a femininity coach. We do a 12-week program and we meet every Tuesday. And her basis is based on somatic therapy. And boy, oh boy, does movement of emotions out of the body, moving trauma out the body is no joke. And that was the missing link for me. You have to touch, you have to move. If you want to Google somatic therapy, do so. But the simplest thing you could do is when you're feeling some kind of way or you want to move words into you, a little self-soothing goes a long way. You're okay. You're fine. I'm good. Just imagine it's that little girl. You're fine, honey. It's going to be okay, okay? Like literally talk to her like that, because you're gonna reach points in your journey, your weight loss journey, where you're gonna mess up. People are going to try to sabotage you. You might get lonely because with weight loss, some people are not gonna like it. They might get a little jealous. And as much as I speak of jealousy and all that, I don't experience that. Like nobody cares for me on my end. Nobody cares. But I know a lot that happens a lot in other people's lives where they're obese and then, they're the fat, funny friend and they're no longer the fat, funny friend. They're the cute friend. And now like, oh, Keisha and them don't want to talk to me anymore, or they don't invite me any place anymore. Now what? Now what? I'm on my own. I know I'm laughing, but it really, you're going to have to self-soothe. You just broke and tried to eat and hydrate. I love that for you. Yeah, it is what it is. So my goal in my delivery to you now, I'm always going to be a straight shooter, right? I'm not Mother Teresa. I'm not Tabitha Brown. I'm not no character from a Langston Hughes novel. I don't deliver like that. Like, oh, honey, sugar, you're going to be okay. That's not my delivery. I'm still very forward. But I want to talk to you like a human. You're a good person. What am I shaming you for? You're human. We are all figuring this thing called life out together. How dare I get up on some pedestal that no one placed me on except me and shame and wag a finger? You need to, and why aren't you, and how could you? Is that really like what you want from your journey, is to be finger wagged? So to flex my kindness muscle and my delivery and stop cycles in my family, in my life, in my culture, I'm going to be more conscious in my kindness, my speech kindness, because I want to make sure I speak to everyone with respect and admiration for how far they've come and how far they are going to go, and rooting for the person here and in the future. That's beautiful. It's not corny. People are allergic to the word corny because it usually indicates something that they can't relate to, which is vulnerability. Corny people are usually vulnerable. That's why they get played so much. Who's the king corny you always talk about? Drake, right? Because Drake is not afraid to be emotional. Even though he's a questionable ass character, I always admired that he was not afraid to be corny. Because I admire corny people because they are vulnerable. And vulnerable people are attractive to me. People that lack vulnerability usually lack empathy. And I can't trust nobody that lack empathy. They're usually sociopaths. And then I want to ensure that I am speaking to my children with ultimate kindness, because they are still little kids. As much as I am a coach in real life or online, I'm a mom first and foremost, and my children matter. And I don't want to be in coach mode. I need to be in kindness mode. Jenna's Real Deal helps self-healing, self-care, not just spa day, which listening to her podcast, which we're talking about Jennifer Arnice, what are these flying planes? I can't trust no planes anymore for the past week now. She has the Black Mother Wound podcast, which is extremely transformational in self-love. Has nothing to do with the mother wound, well, the mother relationship, but everything to do with your relationship to self. And it makes such a difference in my life. And it has brought on this kindness speech. We need to be more kind to ourselves. And she did help me realize, like, oh, this is what self-care really is. Like, when I look at, those superficial self-care days now, I'm like, oh no, this ain't hitting what it's supposed to hit. Like, to really self-care, you have to get really aware with yourself and deep with yourself and be okay to cry. We are so afraid of crying. We're so afraid of feeling. Feeling feels is not going to kill you. It feels like you're going to die. You ever had heartbreak before? You ever had your heart broken so bad you feel like you're going to die? You ever lost a loved one to death and you've just felt like your heart was just going to leave your body? But guess what? You made it through it. You made it. Feeling is the ultimate way to push things through. The lack of vulnerability in modern society is killing me. Like, nobody wants to date. They're so scared of heartbreak. And the reason so many people are scared to date is because they lack boundaries, to be honest. They lack a strong cutoff game. People who are afraid to date have no boundaries, because all you got to do is cut them off early. But no, most of us unhealed, wounded victims, we like to stay for the plot. And how does that always turn out? We'll see the red flags. We see the red flags. Most people in horrible relationships saw the red flags a long time, but they held on. If our cutoff game was quicker and we spoke up more instead of being the docile, chill girl, dating would be empowering and not frightening. Oh, hi, Queen of the South. You're so sweet. Thank you. The tough love approach really isn't my style, to be honest. I feel that. And it's all I know. But the more I work self-love into my everyday practice, the more I could give love. When you are love, you just spread love. I want to be love. I want to be the embodiment of love. This is what self-love looks like. And it's powerful. It's really powerful. Rafa, oh my God, like I said, I broke my fast earlier than expected and said I will be kind to myself, not be mad or disappointed. My body needed the break. I love that for you. What kindness looks like to you in this the fasting journey? It'll be really listening to your body. So many of us gaslight our bodies. What that looked like for me would be, say I'm in my luteal phase, which is the week before my period, and I am craving sugar, calories, I'm bloated, and then I'll be like, why can't I? I'm not fat. How come I'm not able to fast like I'm supposed to? I'm so all I do is fail, and I'm just gonna fail again, and I'm hungry, but I can't eat. Your body, if you trust it, is telling you, hey, I'm getting ready to drop an egg. And I kind of need some more calories, but you're not giving it to me and you're not acknowledging me. But I'm going to keep with these waves until you do better. And you're just going to keep gaslighting your body. Your body's telling you what it wants. Are you listening is the question. Sometimes people will be fasting for like multiple months. You do, and even multiple weeks. You reach a point where your body literally needs a calorie refeed. There's been a few people that are like, I've reached a plateau. You need a calorie refeed. Your body needs to know it is not dying. So just load it up, give it a good, excess amount of calories, and then restart. Your body will be like, okay, I'm not in danger anymore. And it'll start releasing weight. And I've always seen it. I've always seen it. Somebody will have like a whole pizza on a feast day. And then like at the end of the week, they lost 8 pounds. This is literally a story I read. Sometimes like your body is telling you, hey, this is what I need. And you're going to gaslight it. When I say be kind to yourself, it doesn't mean fall off. It doesn't mean don't push yourself. It doesn't mean lack of discipline. It just means a little more forgiveness, a little more awareness, and a bit more grace. Because you will mess up because you're an imperfect human like the rest of us. Congratulations. And you're going to stop taking that all or nothing approach, which we're so used to, because that is also a form of disdain for thyself, is an all or nothing approach. It's got to be listen, I got to do 1,200 calories a day and 10,000 steps, and I need to do 2 a days. I'm going to the gym right now. Or you're couch potato, watching all of Netflix all day and eating all the chips. It's like there's no happy balance for you. You're all or nothing. This is mentally jarring. Listen to your body. It'll tell you when you need more. It'll tell you when to reel back. It'll tell you when to rest, because most of y'all ain't sleeping enough. Okay? Most of y'all not sleeping enough. And then you want to blame, oh, my body. Meanwhile, you're going to bed at 1 a.m. and waking up for 6 a.m. and then struggling. These things have to make sense. If it doesn't, I don't know what kind of magic voodoo you expect in alternate day fasting to save you when you're not sleeping, when you're not hydrating, when you're having copious amounts of alcohol regularly. That's not to say you can't do it, but don't be surprised when the effects say otherwise of what you're looking for. This is called self-sabotage. Why? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why don't we deserve to reach our goal? You deserve to reach your goals. You really do. My kid's father is Jamaican, and I'm American, and we struggle with the level of discipline with the kids. Girl, how'd you find a Jamaican man? Like, I wouldn't. There's I'm afraid of Jamaican men like puss, okay? My daddy was an awesome man, very questionable husband. He was a great daddy, wonderful friend, a gallus, okay? And he was handsome. And I love my daddy to death. God rest his soul. Um, yeah, Jamaican discipline is different because it's not open-minded. That's the worst, is people that aren't open-minded. I wanna jump off all the rooftops. I can't deal with closed-minded people. I just don't operate that. It's the Aquarius moon in me. I'm t I can't do it. We can't relate, we can't be friends. Okay. Kindness is getting yourself good quality food, supplements, clothes, and a good workout environment, even if you can't afford it forever. 3 months of high quality stuff you need to get the ball rolling. This is an example of kindness. Yes, kindness is quality. Quality goods, quality foods, quality people. How many quality people do we have in our lives? Someone you could call and not feel some kind of way, just like genuine. You could be genuine with these people. It's so rare to have genuine connections. It sucks. Um, Kindness looks like anytime you say something negative about yourself, apologize to yourself. Catch it when it comes across your mind. Absolutely, Linda. Always catch those negative thoughts. Stop talking to the little girl inside you like that before I call CPS. Damn, girl, you look good. Thank you. I never thought oxytocin release could be self-induced. Doesn't it feel good? Y'all, I'm telling you. And it every time now, that's my go-to. That is my go-to is anytime I'm feeling anxious, because I don't put anxiety over myself. Anxiety is a heavy word. The word anxious is enough for what I'm experiencing. So whenever I feel anxious or just need some self-soothing, it's okay, honey. It's okay. You can really, and you'll feel the chills in your body because it's not very often, unless you have like a real partner in your life, are we being touched? And if we are being touched, how often is the touch loving? How often is this touch loving? Touching the back of your neck. And it really feels like somebody else is doing it. It feels just like you could feel your nervous system just regulating. It's really an amazing thing. And saying positive things while doing that, you are good, you are kind, you deserve. It just makes those words permeate. I love that for me. You love my hair? Oh, thank you. What do I do? Last night I just did a quick little sponge roll. I use bigger rollers, so it's just more of a bend than a full curl. And I just give it a little shaky, shake, shake. Like I like the mullet look. I like the mullet look. Yeah. God, that's my shoulder. I'm so crickety. I be cracking, y'all. Outside my house is busy. Oh, starting again is harder than the original start. How do I get back in the groove? Yes, starting again is the worst. Starting again is the worst, mainly because you know what your body is about to experience. So you're already like, that's why I hate stopping because restarting sucks. because your brain already knows what it's about to go through. When you just start, your brain doesn't know what's about to happen, and it's more like enthusiastic about this new journey. When you're starting over or already been there, done that, your brain wants to hide because because it knows it's about to come. Getting back into the groove, you have to make an appointment with yourself and show up. Put a date on the calendar and give yourself do a little challenge for yourself. So if I know I want to get back on the horse, mark it on the calendar. On Monday, 6 a.m. starts my fast. Get your green tea and apple cider vinegar ready to sip throughout the day. And challenge yourself for a short amount of time, even if it's 7 days. Knock it out for 7 days. The shorter you make the challenge, the more likely you are to like have the mindset willing to continue with it. When you think about 30 days, 60 days, you're gonna be like, oh God, there's so many days. Once you reach like day 7, which some people can't even do that, to be honest, you'll be in the pattern. The body needs to remember the pattern. It's the pattern. For alternate day fasting, the pattern matters. So if you're alternate day fasting, you do a 36-hour fast, and then you do a OMAD fast, and then you're doing 2 days of eating, and then you do a rolling 48. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Your body cannot adapt to that hecticness. It won't prepare the hormone responses needed to get through a feast and get through a fast. So that's why I like challenges. If you're getting back on the horse, just do a little 7-day challenge and schedule it on your calendar where you could see it. Today, fast. Put it on your calendar, fast. My ex was toxic, definitely disturbed my peace when he came home. Girl, I know. And I'm just thinking about the person that like, when they came home and you just like dreaded it, like you heard them in the driveway and your stomach drops. That's if you know, you know, if you know, like you hear the car pull up and you're like, fuck. Shit. And you start scrambling to do stuff. Whew. You see all that shivering? That's me releasing something. I love that for me. Gotta shake it off. Because loving ain't the same. Think you gotta shake it off. That's Mariah. Okay. Why is it that you can say it in a calm tone too and no tears and you get called sensitive? Because they don't. Anybody that. Most people aren't used to being told not to do something, to be honest. Like, even think about yourself. If somebody was like, Colleen, I don't like it when you do. Yeah, most people get like offended. Like, how dare you not like when I do something? And that's a us thing. That's not on them. As long as they're coming to you like respectfully, like, Colleen, I don't like it when you raise your voice at me like that. If your immediate reaction is to be defensive, what are you talking about? That's not kindness. Especially if this person is in your life and you like them. Sometimes, we have siblings we're not so kind to or whatever. Like, what are you talking about? But a lot of times, people just don't like being told what to do. To be honest. To be absolutely honest. Because I don't like being told what to do. And I don't like it when people are offended by things I do because it wasn't intentional. But it is up to me to put on my big girl pants stop and listen. But a lot of people don't have those skills. That's called communication. And it's why 98% of relationships fail of all types, because there's no communication. So all of a sudden, when you stop communicating and then you decide to blow up like a volcano, and they're like, you're crazy, it's because you didn't say your feelings a long time ago. So they all built up and you exploded on this person. But then if you say something to each offense, you get called sensitive. I don't rock with people who aim to do anything that would bring me to a point where they call me sensitive in the first place. To be honest, if you're doing something to make me be in a place where you're able to call me sensitive, you're not for me. You shouldn't be ruffling my feathers. Don't ruffle my feathers. Because if you love me, if you care about me, if you respect me, you wouldn't be ruffling my feathers for me to be called sensitive. Don't do it. So sensitive is an insult. Okay? They're disrespecting your boundaries. Your feelings are valid. Whatever you said is true. Don't ever forget that. Your feelings are real. Can we see little Munchkin? She's ugly. I can't take it down, but I'll do my best to take a picture another time. I don't have all my pictures that are at my mom's house, but she's hanging on the wall. She literally looks like my son in a wig. I literally look like my son in a wig. I really want to help people with their nutrition, eating habits, and weight loss, but I notice that people have a hard time receiving the message if it's not coming from someone who was once bigger. And that's weird, because just because you didn't have to struggle doesn't make your experience any less valid. If anything, you had the secret all along, because there's a lot of people that were thin and got big. You don't always have to be big and get small to preach. Your angle could be, I've always been fit, this is how I've done it, or habits of skinny people, or how the thin stay thin. You move it from that angle. You're going to have your own audience. Your audience doesn't have to be people who are losing weight or went from fat to thin. There could be people that are going from thin to thinner, or from skinny fat to fit. That could be your audience. Your audience will be there for you. Don't think you have to appeal to everyone. I don't appeal to everyone. My content isn't for everyone. I preach mostly about fasting. There's some people that thinks fasting is very dangerous. Not everything is for everyone. You are going to attract who you need to attract. What would you recommend as okay, yeah, so that's, to help others. Always take advantage of the internet. And all you have to do is just start. You don't have to be perfect. Just make sure you have a light and your audio as well, and internet connection. Just open your mouth and speak, and your delivery will attract who it needs to attract. But you have to just start. Like anything in life, you have to just start. All that hemming and hawing and talking about perfectionism. Perfection, as I learned from Jennifer, is packaged shame. Perfectionism is just packaged shame. We're so afraid of criticism, afraid to take the plunge. What will people think? Just do it like Nike. I've noticed with the lady that you mentioned, I think it was Tony Fine, her audience seems as if their parents talk to them like that. She's also Jamaican, so yeah, I'm not surprised. So they deem it funny or cute. It makes me cringe. And to be honest, I was almost into it. And then I really I was almost into it because I realized I'm into tough love motivation. But that's how I know I'm starting to heal because I don't want nobody talking to me like that. It could be a best friend, it could be my mother, it could be a stranger on the internet. Because I love myself too much to let anybody tell me who I am and who I am not. I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. Um, you're an old soul. I love your emotional intelligence for such a young lady. You are inspiring. Thank you so much. If you're a Scorpio, you know Scorpios go through like 8 lives for some reason. And there's no reason I should have lived so many lives to be this wise. And I wish I didn't, but I love sharing my experiences. I don't like feeling like I'm teaching or some guru of some sort. I like to have a conversation with you and then you pull from what I'm saying as needed. I think that also takes a lot of pressure off, D. If instead of coming to people like you're teaching, it takes a lot of pressure off when you just start a conversation and let people chime in. I realized when I was in the mindset of this is how, and you can do, and this is how it should, and I have no credentials. So it made me like really scared to make videos. But if I just turn on the camera and talk about my life or what I've learned this week and share it with you, God knows who I could be saving. This is my purpose. And I'm blessed enough to be brave enough, transparent enough, and relatable in some way to a lot of women in my age group. So, and my delivery, y'all don't hate me. So I'm not that off-putting. Thank God. I'm not off-putting. I'm not off-putting. So that makes me feel good. Trauma gets stuck in our body until we actually bring it up and out. Yeah, that's why if you don't know about cry o'clock, you better start some cry o'clock. I've been meaning to do a good cry o'clock, but I don't feel like it. My face gets all puffy, but I need to because I've been crying at the most foolish things. All the plane crashes, y'all, in DC, and then they showed the victims. It's like heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking. Every time I see the news now, I'm bawling. It could be grocery prices, it could be a crash. I'm bawling. Cause like where am I? When did I get here? I live in America, foreign. When I was not ready for you to say Drake. Do you weight train on feast days? It will always be on feast days. You need energy. I'm glad you like my informative videos. Hi, I'm well. I have been taking my antibiotics because I was diagnosed with Lyme disease late last month. And I think it's working because I've been sleeping a lot better because Lyme disease brings on insomnia. And usually when it's nighttime now, I just knock out. So that's awesome. So thank you for asking, Native Mo. 14-day fast, and you want 14 days like straight? Your body wants anything at that point. And then when you lose it on them, they make you the villain. Yeah, they love making you look like the crazy one. And that's okay. That's okay. You can be the crazy one by yourself. In peace. In peace. I don't have locks. I'm going to braid mine and curl it up just like that. Oh, yeah. I use the little sponge rollers. Thank you. I'm glad you guys like my hair. It's 21 days, girl. Wow. Okay. All right. All I say when the biggest thing I'm going to say and leave it at this. The biggest thing I want you to do when it comes to your weight loss journey, your fasting journey, is ensure that whatever you do to lose weight can be maintained to maintain this weight loss. Okay, that's all. Because I want you to do sustainable things to have sustainable weight loss for a long time. I've been going on 3 years now. I'm in my second leg of my weight loss journey. I've previously lost 60 pounds in over 67 pounds in 8 months, and ended up at like 190. And now I'm in my second leg. So far, I've lost 15 pounds. I'm more calorie conscious. I'm not doing longer fasts right now because I just need to take it easier, but I do make sure that I'm not having food late at night anymore, and I'm upping my protein. I'm ensuring that I'm getting a lot of activity in, and I love me some Pilates. Pilates. You see the guns? You see the guns? You see the guns? All right, so that's enough. This is one of my shorter ones, so I love that for me. I'm gonna go and work out because that's part of the lifestyle. I will see you in the next one. I'm going to work on vlogs for you because in the post tab, y'all said y'all want vlogs. I'll give you vlogs. Okay. Until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Good night.